What we're going to do today is something a little bit different. What we're looking at here is a graphic that I made on Affinity Designer. I'm on the desktop version because I just find it a little bit easier as far as workflow goes, but you can make this graphic on your iPad. It's just that I find the iPad at the moment with this software, still I'm finding it a little bit slow to use, although you can still pull it off, you know, the same picture. Probably better so with the pencil, in fact, but you know. So this is for, say you want to make a graphic for a website or an illustration for somebody who wants to put it on a website. This is a common graphic you see on a lot of colorists' websites, and if I switch back here, you see I've used it here as a base to this picture. I've also used it in my logo up there, so it's quite a common graphic really to use. It's just something quick and easy. So I'm going to show you how I made this pencil. It does look quite realistic. You may notice that there's no texture in the actual pencil stem because it's a web graphic. I didn't want to go too mad on it. I suppose I could have overlaid a texture there, but I didn't think it was necessary, if you know what I mean. So let me switch to here, and here's one of the pencils. Whoops. There's one of the pencils there. So I'm going to try and duplicate how I made this pencil. Also, the text is at the top of the pencil because when it was turned up, you know, and then at the bottom of that picture, I wanted to have people still see the branding of the pencil, because that bit was sort of, the other end was sort of cut off. That's what I did. But I mean, you can move it wherever you want. So basically, it's really simple to make, actually, I must say. You want to go to the pen tool, and I don't really like the pen tool, but it's the best one to use for this. And I'm just going to basically draw a box like this. So I'm going to get roughly the width of the pencil, and there, and then I'm going to go on top of that. So I'm going to join it. So if I go to fill now and fill it with white, it fills because I joined it. And I know it doesn't look much at the moment, but I'm going to click the that button there. I can't remember what it's called, the node tool. And now I'm going to zoom in. I'm holding down Option, and I'm using my mouse to zoom in. Because what I want to do is I want to create that top of the pencil look here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and move that up so it looks as if it's, and I think I've moved it there. Yeah, there. I just want to make sure that's still straight, because it'd be really horrible if it's not. There. And see, if I hover that line, you see that little symbol that appears? That's what I want. So I'm going to click there, and I'm adding like a curve node, which I can change to a sharp one if I want. I'll keep it curved for now because I want to move it up like that, and I might even just make that a little bit steeper. I'm going to add another one there, and I'm going to move that maybe sort of there. There's a lot of banging in my house today. Let me add one there, and I'm going to make that a Sharpie, like so, because I want that to look a bit different. There you go. So that's going to be the sort of the cut edge of the pencil there. And then what I need to do is almost the same again, like I did here. It's basically like a triangle that I added. So there's a couple of ways we can do it. We can use a box. I'll go there, and I draw a box like so, and then I can go to the node tool there, double click the box. It should let me edit that box. It's not doing it, so I'm not going to do it that way. Just stick to the plan. Go to the pen. Okay, I'm going to click here because I want it to start there, and I want it in the middle. See that guidelines appeared there now. The trick is to get the right length. So I'm just going to put it there, and then I'm going to put it there, and I'm going to join it up there. Not that it matters really, but I do want it to join up because I want to give it a feel. I'm going to make it sort of a grey for now so I can see it, and go back to my node, and I'm going to move that one down a bit so it sort of overlaps. Zoom in. I want it to overlap just a little bit. There. We don't want this line either, so we're going to have to get rid of that. And then over here in the layer, I want to move it underneath. Like so. So it lies at the back of that. Now, let's remove that line because I'm probably going to forget. So I'm going to select this one as well, and I want to remove that line, like so. And I'm going to change the colour because I can't see it. I'm going to change it to let's just make it a green pencil or something. So, hang on a minute. I'm doing the wrong one, ain't I? Let's just make it a green pencil. Make it a little bit darker, like so. That way, at least we can see it. Now, these little overlaps here, we could fix, but when you're out like this, you're not really going to notice it. Okay, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. So let me just zoom in and fix this. So let's go to our node, and we're going to add another node there because it's too sharp, and we're going to put a blunt end on it. Now the thing is, we've got to work out whether that is center. Okay, so let's put that on the end, and let's hold shift and select that one, and I'm using the arrow key, and I want to move it down just a bit like that because I'm a bit, I want it sort of centered. And if you select it like that, like I've done there, it's on select, you see that little circle there for the moving. That's normally in the middle of that, so I can see that this is slightly off. So I can double click into it again, select them both, arrow key, and I'm moving it down. Now I'm going to select again, and that's good enough for me. That's almost center. So just don't want it to look too off when it's when it's done. But then again, this is just the back. We've got to put another one here. I'm just wondering if I should do that with that one or not. If it would just be simpler. I'll tell you what, just to make life easier, let's duplicate this layer. I'm pressing C and V, so I've got two of these now. And with the top one, I'm going to edit the top one, and I'm going to bring this down to about there. It's going to have quite a long nib on it, and I'm going to bring this one down to about, I don't know, about there. And I want to change the colour. I want to make it sort of a yellowy colour because that's going to be where the wood's going to go. So we're going to have that like that. Now I need to give this like a rough edge where like as if it's been cut. So I'm hovering over the line again, and I'm just going to move that around, and I'll click that round one because it was coming onto a Sharpie, and I'm going to click another one there just to give it a little bit of a edge, and there you go. So now we've got the black bit at the top, which we could make black actually. Oops. Let's make that black. for now. Don't forget that's going to change colour anyway. This is where the wood's going to be. So what we need to do now is go and find a wood texture, and I did actually find one. I just googled. Oh, actually I could have just done it here, couldn't I? Open this one here. Just copy that background. Copy. Come up here. Paste. See that? I got that off of Google. It's not even a proper texture. It's just where someone's drawn over some wood, and you can already see what it's doing there over the layer there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this texture down and make sure that the blue bar is sort of slightly over. That means it's going inside. So now if I move this around, you see how it's inside there now, and there's quite a nice little edge there. Look, that's the top. So move it around just to roughly where you want. And this colour is awful. What colour did I use on this one? Yeah, it's really hard because you know when you pick a colour, it's really difficult to try and get the same colour again. You know, so it's sort of a pinky colour. There. Oh, it's sort of more like a skin tone colour, isn't it? I used. Anyway, getting that colour is actually quite important. So let's see if we can emulate that colour. The best way to do it is to select the top one, because this makes it easier later. Come into your colours and go into gradient. Make the top one, this is the top colour, and we want that to be sort of that pinky colour. So, oh come on, oh, I'm not having much luck with this. Right, so it's sort of red, and then pinky colour. There you go. Like so. Now you see how it's white here. We don't want that. We want that to be sort of black.
Study has found the average cost of moving home now stands at 12.
Alexa, stop. Don't know why she does that. Anyway, it's a black, but we don't want it black. You want it sort of a grey, like that. And for some reason, this is the wrong way round. So I need to move this gradient. There is a gradient tool, isn't there? Maybe the fill tool. Ah, it's the fill tool. No. So that's what I want. That's what I want. There, and I want that about there. Well, that was a bit of a headache, wasn't it? I don't really use that fill tool. I normally do it on that gradient tool, but yeah. Okay, so we got our colour eventually. So I want to make sure that's fine. Okay. That's not the same technique I used on that one, and the colour's slightly different. It's still a bit too bright, isn't it? So let's try and fix that colour. That colour there. Sort of want it, don't want it so bright. There you go, look. About there. Voila! Well, that was hard work. So that's the top of the pencil. Now we want to put that little sort of cut edge in there. That's really easy, because all we're going to do is come down here, select this layer here and duplicate it. Okay, and now on the back one, the one that's underneath, I'm pressing the right arrow to move it up one, and all I'm going to do is change the colour to match this colour here, like that. Implement that and just take that up a bit. Oops, it's not letting me do it. I'm on the wrong bit. Select that again. I'm doing the right arrow there, and I'm going to make it a little bit transparent, just a bit, like so, and that gives us that little edge. It's just a very subtle detail, but it looks quite good, as you can see if you zoom out. I mean, that one down there's a bit brighter because the colours are different, but you can play around with the colours. I don't want to go don't really want to spend too much time on little things. Anyway, so that'll do. So it's a green pencil, so we want our nib, let's close that up, our nib to be the same colour. Now it's black, so just take that down, it's the easiest way to do it. Let's select it and then click that, and now the graphite is matching the pencil. You see, as you can see, it's already taking form. Now it looks a bit odd because there's no shadow in the pencil, so we needed to fix that. So let's do it with that tool there because it seems to work better. Okay, and I want it midway. You don't want to go too mad with it. You can move that down and up. You want it to be sort of very subtle and gradient. And we could move that down and see what it looks like all the way. Actually, it doesn't look that bad, does it? Let's just leave it like that then, because it's done the trick. As you can see, you can move it like that. If you hold shift, it should put it in, in degrees for you, but you want it to come straight down, and that gives it just a little bit of depth. Now on my one, I put like a gold ring on the end to match the ink, the engraving colour, and all I did there was, if I come in again, is I picked the box tool there and I put like a box there, and I wanted it sort of goldy colour, so I picked sort of a goldy colour like that, and I want it a bit brighter, so I want it to look really goldy like that, and then I put a gradient on it, and I did the gradient from up here last time, but I'm not having much luck with it. Let me just go to the white, make that black, and sort of like that. That other tool sort of works, but at least with this one you can just rotate it and do that, you know. I mean, do I really want to muck about with it? Anyway, so that's how I did that on the other one. Obviously with these ones it looks like it's best to use the fill tool for some reason, but it is what it is. But it's good that you see me struggling as well. But with different software that would have been no issue with really doing that, so that's a little bit annoying. Okay, so now we got the pencil. We're gonna put like a shadow on the whole pencil anyway in a minute. Just close that up. So this is all the layers that we've got so far. What you want to try and do as well is you want to keep the nib, oops, and that's not the nib, that's the nib. You want to try and keep the nib and the pencil together really, because these, when you change the colours, these are what you're changing. Yes, see? Anyway, let's move on. Now we need the text layer, so we want to come down here. Now if you click the little triangle, you get the options, and I have it on frame text tool. Although you don't really need it because I'm not doing like loads of text, I'm just doing one word, so you could just use the artistic text tool. Let's just use that, and let's put that in there, get the size in about there maybe, and let's brand it. Desk. Okay. Now we want that to look like, you know, like pencil branding. And don't forget you can change the sizes and stuff up the top there. So let's first of all fix the colour. That's dead centre there. Don't have it dead centre. Have it down just a little bit. Okay. Change the colour up here. And let's make that goldy, so it matches our gold at the back there. So you want it about, I don't know, you want it about there. I could just colour pick it, but let's keep it like that. And if you come into effects here and go into, I want to emboss it. So where are you? There it is, bevels and stuff. So click that. Like that's too much, I think. So take the radius down. In fact, let's go into advanced. Let's press that tool there. And let's play with it in here because you get a little bit more control. It's very sensitive. If you change it here to like inner, that's actually quite good, isn't it? Let's try it, play with the radius and stuff. Oh, we had it before. Take down that. You see, in the other software, see that little ball there? That's what I would have seen when I was trying to rotate that thing. But never mind. Okay. So we got our branding. Now if we come out now, ooh, you see? Yeah, we could make that a bit more bold. Yeah, maybe we could size it a little bit up. It's probably better to use this text method because when you size the pencil, sometimes the text that you put on there is all mucky. And there you go, we've made a pencil. Now let's fix the sort of 3D look of it. So what I like to do is I like to select the whole pencil and press Command G to group it. So that's all grouped now, just move it around. So let's have it down there because it'd be nice to sort of compare them, wouldn't it? It's a little bit different, a little bit thinner, but you can play with that. So select it, go into effects, and you can do outer shadow, and you can just do this. Voila! But if you've got like a line of pencils, select them all, group them, and then do it. Otherwise it'll look a bit funny. Like so. And there you go, we've got a pencil. This one's slightly thinner. This one looks as if it's a bit thicker and the bar's thicker, but that just shows you that this is me recreating it, and even there it looks different, you see. It's not exactly the same. And we could also put a shadow going upwards, just like we did with the downwards part, if we wanted to. But that's really, really optional. And then what you can do, now we've got the pencil, is we can simply click on it, select that, hold shift, and we can move it around. Whoops. Like that. And place it wherever you want, really. It's a bit big now, isn't it? It's bigger than the canvas, is it? Zoom out a bit. Oh no, still get away with it. Like that. And you can move that, obviously move that text because you created it. But because now we've made this from scratch, we can just play around with it and use it for whatever. I'll tell you where I've seen these pencils used really creatively is as a watermark across someone's image. So it actually looks like a pencil's lying on top of the image, and it's a really good watermark. So you could probably do that, but have your branding on the pencil at the same time. So you know, it's just not a blank pencil. You can put it's good to have your branding on there, and that'll make a really good watermark for your pictures where you just left the pencil on top of the picture. Yeah. And I've seen that on, I can't remember where I saw it now, but I thought that was a really good touch. And it just saves you going and finding a pencil where you can just make your own, brand it yourself, and make it look how you want it to look. Like, you know, I put a gold ring on the end of mine because a lot of pencils have that, don't they? And you could even round the top of that pencil so it's rounded, make it a posh pencil. So, you know, there's a lot of things you can play around with, and obviously the colours. You can play around with. I just sort of use these colours, but you can mix the colours up. Now the picture I saw that looked like this had these colours, and I just used the same colour sequence because I was a bit lazy. but I wanted to make my own pencil. You can probably get these anywhere, to be honest, but it's better if you make it yourself, because then you've got more control of what you can do with it, you know, and things. And it's not hard. It wasn't hard making it, and making this pencil, as you can see, I actually learned something there myself with that fill tool. So you do pick up and learn things from making a simple thing like a pencil. And I didn't use that method when I made this one. I don't know why this one was different, but you might want to double up on that shadow, like I said, like it's sort of dark there coming into gradient. You might want to do the same going the other way, because it's sort of like a top-down look, isn't it? But I think it doesn't look that bad. I mean, because you've got that drop shadow underneath there, sort of fixes it. Yeah, and getting that colour for the wood. It's just, as you see, I just sort of played with it until I got the right sort of tone. So there you go. I hope you found that helpful and useful. If you want me to post a blank pencil up on the site for you to take, and so that you can just use it yourself, just let me know, and I'll just bung a blank up there, and you can just sort of that way you get the master, that you then you can just add your own text. Or maybe I could just yeah, I think what we could do is I could put a blank PNG file on the site if you want, of a pencil, if you want to use a pencil without being worried about getting done for copyright infringements and stuff, or have a go at making one like this. It's quite fun. Let me know if you want me to put a blank up, and then you can sort of, you know, play with that, get it into Procreate even as a PNG, and start and just put the pencil in there, and you're sort of more used to that then, aren't you? Because a lot of people are more used to using Procreate. But bringing that into Procreate would be quite cool, wouldn't it? And adding it to your illustrations. But this is just one way of making a good website illustration for someone's website or your own. Or, like I said, use it for a watermark over your pencil. But if I was using this for a watermark, sort of going off the subject, I'd bring that down sort of an angle, put it over the middle of the image, and you see where we went into effect. What I would probably do is I'd increase that darkness of the back, and then I would probably do this, offset it quite a lot, like that. Take it down just a touch, because you don't want to ruin the picture. And if I was doing, let me just hide this one, because this actually might make a good thing for you to use, say if you're making a pencil, if you want to use it for a watermark. Obviously you wouldn't have that colouring box in the middle, unless you wanted that in the middle. But it's in the centre of the box. This is a 2000 by 2000 transparent background, and that would make a really cool watermark. Maybe the green's a bit bright though, it's a bit distracting. So what we could do is come up here, grab that green, maybe change that green to a different sort of more what's the sort of, I suppose, yellow? See that? What's happening there? Oh no, it's that, isn't it? So we want that to go to white, maybe. Wow, that's actually quite cool. It's literally two different gradients, isn't it? Like that. And then we need to change the nib. That nib colour. And we want it that colour. Like so. And there you go. Oops, we'll leave the gold. And there you go. That would make a fantastic, I think, a watermark to put over the top of your image to stop people nicking your images. And you don't have to have it smack in the middle. Obviously, if you brought that into Procreate, you could just literally grab that pencil and move it down, maybe anywhere you want, like that. I will actually. I think it's a good idea as I'm doing this that I will make a couple for people that obviously don't want to be making their own pencil, and I'll take off the branding. I could, yeah, I'll take off that and leave it blank, so it's just a pencil. I'll have some with the colouring desk for those who want to support the new site, which I'll talk about in a moment. Anyway, I hope you found that helpful, and sorry I went on a bit at the end of this bit. that's why I tend to get carried away. Yeah, so that would make a great watermark for your pics. Anyway, talk again soon. Be good out there. I hope you're still colouring and drawing. Remember to like and subscribe. We're up to 119 followers now. We need to get that up. When we get say 500 to maybe make 1,000 a milestone, we do a giveaway or something. When we get to 1,000. Thank you for your support, and yes, really good. And I'll talk again soon. Take care.